Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy lONl. I'll be bringing you guys a video for Socom Confrontation. This is actually a third-person shooter I've talked about in the highest regard previously in my other videos that I've posted of it, and I still think it's one of the better games on the market as of today, which is saying quite a bit considering that this game is pretty old. It's definitely had its, prime moments taken and stripped of it, but it's still a great game. And I'm going to be talking solely about Socom in this video. I'm going to be giving you guys ideals and tips and stuff of that assortment, but overall I want to jump into the gameplay real quick and give you guys information, because if I don't, I feel like there'll be, a few comments that'll speculate and comment on it. So, as you guys have taken note of, my guy looks pretty bulky. He's using the heaviest armor rating in the game. And the reason I did that is for multiple reasons. One, it's been a long time since I played Socom in a competitive sense. I used to, back in the day, play the esports side of it, but, I never played it, like, hardcore, but I did play it. And it was something, to take note of. It was definitely a lot of fun, and the ranking and the leaderboard system was something to definitely be pretty prideful of. Because it's pretty difficult to get on those kind of leaderboards. It wasn't something that you were just given. You weren't just an MLG pro from day one, because that's just not how the game works. And to get ranked and do all that fun stuff that where people really look at you in a different sense, you had to play the ranked modes, and the ranked modes usually consisted of ones that were not respawning. Obviously, this is non-ranked, this is just me running around doing whatever, and the final score is not the best in the entire world. I do, however, have a gameplay I'll be posting tomorrow, something of that I think is pretty good. It's a pretty good gameplay, and I definitely use the tactics to my full advantage. So until I get warmed up, guys, you guys will probably be seeing me using a lot of the heavy armor, the stuff where my mobility is decreased, so I'm not moving as fast as somebody that's huffing nuts with light armor, but at the same expense, I can eat a ton of bullets. You guys will see I get into an engagement where I'm gonna win no matter what. He has light armor and I have heavy armor. As long as I don't completely F up my shot beyond comparison, I'm pretty golden. Heavy armor definitely allows you to just eat bullets, and that's why it's commonly known as a turtle. You kind of look like it, and more or less you're kind of a slow, but yet, you can be a very effective player. I've also taken up the role of using smoke, so you guys will see a lot of tactics being implemented by that. I try to make it as easy as I can for my team to access the bomb so we can destroy the crate, or I try to put it in lines of fire where, the opposition's not going to be too inclined to shoot through it and hope for the best, because, you don't exactly have the most magazines. As you guys will look at the bottom right, I think my ammunition for total magazines is 30 bullets per mag, but I only have 5 magazines, which sounds like a lot, but in this game, 5 magazines go very fast. Even if you are really good and really accurate, you'll definitely find yourself running out of ammunition before you know it, but at the same expense, the weapon I'm using has a lot of ammunition for it, in the sense that my teammates are probably somebody's using an M4. It's just pretty common, and it's a really good gun. I mean, everybody uses about the same weapons in Socom. From time to time, you will, however, see other players pick up different roles. So, that's that, guys. I really wanted to comment and speculate on that, because I didn't want somebody to get too angry that I was using the heavy armor. I know that's something that where the Socom guys just do not like that. So I do apologize, but until I get warmed up, I'm going to continue to use it on the basis that I find fit. So, anyway, guys, I'm going to be talking about Socom. That's usually a lot of fun. Now, the common questions that I usually get for Socom relate to, is it still hacked, is it broken, how many players play on it, stuff of that equivalency. So I'm going to break that down for you. I'm going to do my best to give you a straightforward answer, because I don't want to lie to you guys, but at the same expense, it's still a good game. You guys need to look at it from a different perspective and realize that the new Socoms have already come out since this game came out. And to be honest, this game probably still is the best in my opinion. Now I know some of the more hardcore guys will go and look back at the really old Socoms, and I never played those online, so I can't really say that they were good or bad, so my opinion is completely invalid. But in the sense that, the ones that I have played, I gotta say this one's probably a little bit better than the fourth one. I know that one got a very heated rap for it, for the fact that it was similar to Call of Duty in face value, but that's how that functions. So, the amount of players that commonly play on this game, I've noticed, I jumped on last night at about 4 o'clock in the morning, that would be Central Standard Time, and there was about 600 players. So, to some people, that sounds extremely low, which it is. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that that's not a low number, but at the same calculation and all that configuration, you got to look at it in the perception that, this game doesn't uphold 64-man servers. It doesn't even have 32-man, or actually, I'm sorry, it does have 32 or something like that. It does have a very high count, but, people are not going to be just leaving lobbies when they die one time. They're not just going to be randomly leaving, and the lobbies that you get into, usually the same guys sit in there for hours. You'll see people in there for 2, 3, 4 hours at a time, because you know, they don't want to go looking for another lobby. It's not terribly difficult to find lobbies, but at the same expense, if you want to play the highest count, 16v16, 32 players, you know, nobody's going to be leaving that lobby because there's only going to be probably 2, 3, 4 lobbies that are exactly like that. Now, you can find the 16v16 medleys. The medleys are basically an array of different game types and maps and stuff like that. Those are usually a lot of fun. And those are usually not too terribly difficult to find, considering that, you know, there's only 16 people in it, and the same guys usually jump in there. It's usually a lot of clans, so if you are by yourself, it's probably not the best idea in the entire world to just go in there, like, talking shit and pretending like this is the old Socom, because it doesn't usually work out as good as it used to. I'm not saying clans are, in any means necessary, something to be afraid of, but, you know, you gotta look at it in a different perception. You know, if there's like 6 guys in there that all have the same clan tag, it's probably not going to be too fun. That's usually how that stuff funnels out. Because, you know, there are different tactics that are used. I used to use them back in the day. The messaging system, that was definitely one where Socom guys use that a lot. And if anyone that's unfamiliar with that, like if you die and you know exactly where it's at, you'll send the players that are alive the exact location or the previous location that that enemy was at. Now, granted, good players will move away from that position. They'll definitely reposition. They'll do all that fun stuff. But I'm just telling you guys that, you know, clans are really known for doing that kind of stuff, and that's something just to be precautious about. Other than that, you know, is there any hackers? Yes, there are. There are hackers and a lot of lobbies that I've noticed, but they're not the worst kind of hacks. I mean, I've definitely encountered worse on Call of Duty. I've definitely noticed stuff that's worse on the Call of Duty franchise. So, you know, to answer your question, yes, there is hackers in Socom Confrontation. Is it every single lobby? No. I've only ran into a few hackers, and the hacks that they're using are not the most noticeable in the world. I've definitely noticed, I cut it out of this gameplay, but there was a guy that was completely invisible, but only his gun and his headset piece were the only things that you could see. You could still kill him, but it was kind of hard to see him if you weren't expecting it. There is teleportation glitches. I cut that out as well. And what happens is I kill one guy and 5 guys just appear right on his dead body and they spray me down. So, you know, there are hacks in the game, but, you know, are they on the basis of anything that you've probably never seen? No, Call of Duty's had way worse. I've seen shit that just blows my mind in Call of Duty. But I guess that's that. I mean, those are the common answers or questions that I get, guys. I really wanted to comment and speculate on that. I'm hoping that you guys enjoyed. And I look forward to posting more of this. I actually enjoy playing Socom. It's definitely one of the better titles that I've played in a long time. And to be honest, it's nice to freshen things up instead of playing Call of Duty and Battlefield 3 all day long, because that stuff only gets you so far in life. But anyway, guys, I'm going to be signing off a little bit early. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next installment. This is NMO, and I'll be signing out, guys. Peace.